This is part 2 of MJ&Trev's Southwestern USA traveling in your 50s. El Paso and its surroundings. El Paso is a great town with a Mexican flair to it. It is a very colorful town. One thing we really liked was the amazing, colorful, decorated bridge underpasses, something you don't see back home. In El Paso, you don't realize how close you are to the border until you actually drive by the 11-foot fence. One day we accidentally took a wrong turn and almost went across to the other side. El Paso has some great hikes. We were on this hike that takes you to the Elephant, a very challenging go at the top of the mountain. From the top, the views were amazing on both sides. On a Sunday, many restaurants were closed, so we had lunch on a bench in the downtown area before heading to the zoo. One of the first things we always see is MJ's favorite animal, the giraffe. We lucked out and saw an amazing seal demonstration, which we thoroughly enjoyed. We then walked and admired the many animals you see in a zoo. We try always to visit at least one zoo on our trip, as we are both animal lovers. The weather was perfect temperature and there were no crowds that day. We ate at many great restaurants in El Paso. Our first night we found a great pub that had a live band. We were tempted to party that night, but chose the responsible decision. We went to our room and drank a bottle of wine. On every trip we do, we love walking at least one day throughout the downtown of the city that we are in. This was no different. We checked out the many interesting sights downtown El Paso. There were great murals of many animals and a history of sport team buildings with awards. Our last night, I had to call MJ outside and show her the beautiful sunset. We had a good chuckle over this one. Texas. MJ and I found the people from Texas were extraordinary. So many great people in Texas. We stopped at a great diner called Pepe's and had world-class tacos. It was really decorated and had a style of its own.
Hey guys, you're at Pepe's restaurant here in Ozona, Texas.
Longhorns. We saw some bulls with amazing horns. We now know where the name comes from. This was a resort we stayed at just outside of Kerrville, Texas. They made a mistake with our reservation, so we stayed in the presidential suite. It was so big we didn't even use one of the rooms. A week here was absolutely amazing. We had a pool, hot tub, and full barbecue setup, just to name a few extras. Kerrville, Texas is an amazing town. We ate out several times, one place being Francisco's, and the food once again was outstanding. The restaurants here are so nicely decorated with great art, we almost bought a Pear painting in the background. Kerrville has this neat Dr. Seuss style house and we had to go see its inside. We saw turtles stacked as well as great artwork throughout the town. I've never seen a McDonald's with such a great town mural representation. They also had a tree decorated for Valentine's Day.
Hi, we're the Loves, and we're in downtown Kerrville at Sunrise Antique Mall. We've been in this business for April 1st, it'll be 25 years. And we have vendors here, and you never know what you're going to find. And downtown Kerrville is a popular place, and we're preparing for the big eclipse in April, and we're happy to meet people from all over the world. And this is Buttons and Canada. We've both been to Canada.
Just outside of Kerrville, they have Stonehenge too. We would have never known of its existence. We were amazed as last year we were in the UK and saw the real Stonehenge. This Stonehenge took 9 months to complete, made from steel and plaster. San Antonio, Texas.
Welcome to San Antonio. We are doing the walk around the river. It's beautiful.
San Antonio is a beautiful town. It is nicknamed Little Venice of Texas because of the canals that run through its downtown. It is visited by 20 million people each year. The Riverwalk, the Alamo, historical parks, theaters, and neat districts are only a few things to see. We spent a lot of time in the historic Pearl District with everything and anything you need to find or do, you can do it here. We had an amazing meal, a few drinks, and even did a little shopping and picked up some great souvenirs before leaving. Santa Fe, New Mexico. We had heard a lot about Meow Wolf. It is a breakthrough in immersive art and space and time. We had to check it out. It is a scientific, experimental, and the spectacular dream worlds that have emerged. It is an art experience.
Hello, we are at the Meow Wolf Machin Chouette in Santa Fe.
And there's about 70 rooms and takes you however long, and it's pretty cool.
It's worth seeing.
After Meow Wolf, we saw Canyon Road. With more than 100 galleries, boutiques, and restaurants in 1/2 mile, you can find it all here. In addition to a fine selection of galleries, it also offers Santa Fe's finest jewelry and dining establishments. Utah, a state filled with beauty. We first visited Arches National Park. If you haven't been here, you are missing out. We highly recommend you buy a park pass for the year, which is good at almost all parks throughout the US.
Here we are at the Arches National Park, and the beauty is just incredible.
The Delicate Arch is a must-see. It takes approximately 2 hours return trip. The walk has a bit of elevation, but overall smooth going. A real highlight for MJ and I. The rest of the park has arches throughout, and they are all amazing. We suggest you carry a small pack and a bit of water for all these hikes. If you see all the arches, it will take several hours.
Here we are at the landscape arch. Oh, beautiful. We walked a lot. However, we're so happy it's only February and we don't have to also deal with the hot weather. So it's beautiful. It's the best time of the year to come and visit. Hello, so it's February 15. We walked all the way to the Pine Arch. It's worth seeing. It's at the end of the park, of the Arches Park, at the Devil's Garden. And oh my God, it's worth the ride.
Canyonlands and Dead Horse Park. If you're in Utah, you must see all the parks. Every park is so different and the beauty is breathtaking. We had some amazing world-class hikes. These parks we will not forget, and we will return and visit these again, as well as the many other parks in Utah. We were looking out at this landscape and we knew our trip was coming to an end. Our trip in Southwestern USA was really amazing. We met so many great people and seen so many great towns throughout this amazing area in the US. It was time for us to head back to Canada. Until next time, if you like this video, please subscribe.